Hi, my name is Steve Rudolph, and I'm a forester with the Colorado State Forest Service Woodland Park Field Office. How do you know what type of seedling tree or shrub planting stock you'll need? And once you get it home, is there anything more to it than just digging a hole and throwing it in the ground? There sure is. I'm going to show you how to select the right type of planting stock and how to plant your trees so they're able to survive and thrive for years to come. Before you bring your seedlings home to plant, and possibly before you even select species, you've got to know what type of seedlings you will need. The Colorado State Forest Service sells 3 types: bare root, tubed, and extra large potted seedlings. Each can be ordered starting in November and picked up in person at the nursery or at cooperating locations in the spring. The first type of trees and shrubs that I would like to describe are bare root seedlings. These are an economical option and come in bundles of 25 trees or shrubs of one species. These may be a great option if you're looking to cover a large amount of ground to do something such as create a windbreak, improve wildlife habitat with fruit or mass-bearing trees or shrubs, or to improve soil stabilization in a riparian area such as a stream bank. Since these trees and shrubs are physically dug out of the ground and lifted from nursery beds, deciduous trees and shrubs tend to be best for this purpose, since they undergo a true sense of dormancy in the winter. If you are new to planting seedlings, bare root trees and shrubs do come with a couple considerations that you should understand. It's important to plant bare root trees and shrubs at the appropriate depth, and you want to line up what's called the root collar with the soil ground level. You can tell the root collar here as it's kind of this area of transitioning color between the tan area of the roots and the greenish area of the stems. So you kind of want to line this spot up with ground level. And you want to make sure when you're planting this in the ground that you're not forcing it into the hole that's too shallow and forcing the roots to move at a J shape like this. Once you find the level that you want to plant your tree or shrub at, you can lay your shovel or spade across your planting hole, and that gives you an idea of where ground level is going to end up. You can see that you've got enough depth here that your root collar is going to line up with ground level. And now I can start adding my backfill back to this planting hole. Now that I know that my roots are hanging low, I'm not J-rooting, it's going to be planted at the right depth. As I add this backfill, I'm going to make sure that I'm allowing these roots to continue to spread out and I'm not packing them together too tightly. All right, I've planted my seedling, I've watered it in, I've kind of looked at the level where the soil is kind of settled at. I'm not seeing any exposed roots or anything. I like the way this one looks, and I'm ready to move on to my next seedling. The next type of seedling trees that the nursery sells are tube trees. They come in a variety of sizes, from the 10 cubic inch small tubes to the 60 cubic inch tubes. These are grown in a plastic tube in potting soil medium. Since these aren't physically lifted from the ground and are grown in tubes in the greenhouse, the nursery has the option to grow a much wider range of plants and can successfully grow several conifer species in tubes. Tube trees come in a variety of sizes, from the 10 cubic inch small tube all the way up to the 60 cubic inch tube. Today I'm going to be planting a Douglas fir seedling in a 16 cubic inch large tube. Tube trees and shrubs are slightly more expensive than bare root trees and shrubs, but an advantage is that they come in measured out tubes, so you know exactly what size root system to expect. This makes them much easier to plant, and you can expect to be able to plant several more trees or shrubs in a day or weekend than you may be able to do with bare root. Since tubed trees and shrubs come with potting soil around the roots, it's easy to see the depth at which they should be planted. Extra large potted trees and shrubs are able to be purchased individually, so customers don't have to settle for a certain number of each tree or shrub. This gives you the advantage of being able to try out different species that you may not have planted before and see what survives. Since these have a considerably larger root system than even the 60 cubic inch tubes, you can expect to see better rates of survival. So customers may want to choose extra large potted trees and shrubs if there's a specific spot where they would like to reestablish a tree or shrub that has died. Planting extra large potted trees is similar to planting tube trees. Again, they're grown in a potting soil medium and it is easy to see at what level they should be planted. After purchasing your seedlings and bringing them home, if you're not able to plant them right away, it's important to take care of them. Ideally, you should store them in a cool, shaded spot if you cannot get them in the ground right away. Since bare root stock comes in bundles, you can add a small amount of water to the bundle in order to keep the sawdust that it is packed in moist. If you need to take care of bare root seedlings and cannot plant them for more than a few days, you may want to dig a small trench, bury them in a shallow amount of soil, heel them in, and water them in that spot. If keeping tube seedlings in a box for more than a few days, you should open the box and set them up so they do not dry out or mold. You can keep them watered in the box, or you can set them out in another sort of container that allows the water to drain out from the bottoms of the tubes. Extra large potted stock, if not being planted right away, can be watered directly in the pots that they came in. Landowners commonly ask if they should dig their holes before planting in order to get out ahead of the work. I generally advise against this because those holes may dry out or the topsoil may even blow away to some extent. If possible, dig the holes as you're planting so you're able to take advantage of the soil moisture that is available. If you are able to water trees as you plant, water a little bit as you go. Make sure that this water is dripping directly down into the root system, not running over the soil. You'll be able to see the soil settle a little bit, and if need be, adjust the planting depth to make sure that you're covering the soil to the root collar. A successfully planted tree will grow for decades, improving wildlife habitat, enhancing water quality, adding windbreaks and shade to your property, increasing property values, and even cleaning our air, which helps our neighbors as much as ourselves. Check out the links below to other online resources and videos in our tree planting series.